Hi, Jennifer. Thank you for taking the time to meet with me. I'm excited to talk to you a little bit about the Modern Woodman story and then getting into our Planning for Life section. So, if you're okay, we'll go ahead and get started with the Modern Woodman story, and I'll tell you a little bit about who Modern Woodman is and how it is that we got started. Modern Woodman's been around since 1883, and we first originated from a group of coworkers who were working in the lumber industry, who pulled together some money to assist with the orphan children of their coworkers. And from there, we've morphed into a complete financial institution. So today, Modern Woodman is one of the nation's largest fraternal financial organizations. And you may have noted here that I called us a fraternal financial organization. And what fraternal means is that we don't have stockholders. And we're owned and operated by our members and for the benefit of our members, which numbers approximately 773,000 people across the nation. Yeah. So our mission is to improve the quality of life of our members, and we do that through supporting quality family life, having a community impact, and ultimately working on the financial security of our members. A quality family life, our members have access to benefits for themselves and their families. As well, they can enjoy social, educational, and volunteer opportunities that Modern Woodman provides. I'll show you here some of the benefits that come free to our members. You said that you have a 1-year-old, and hopefully someday that 1-year-old is going to be going to college. As a member of Modern Woodman, she would be eligible for the college scholarship plan. Great. And you talked about owning your own home. There's some benefits that homeowners find useful too, including radon testing kits and carbon monoxide detection kits. Wow. Modern Woodman also has a significant community impact. In 2012, Modern Woodman across the United States put back $28 million worth of money in the United States and communities across the United States. And moreover, locally, we did approximately $250,000. Wow. It included some projects like working with Emerson Elementary School to work on their playground equipment and helping redo the playground over there. And just a couple weeks ago, I had the opportunity to go to the hockey game, the Tri-City Storm game, where we did a matching funds fundraiser for Make-A-Wish Foundation in Kearney. The Tri-City Storm and us partnered together to do that, and we were able to cut a check for Make-A-Wish. So, being a fraternal and being a nonprofit organization really allows us the opportunity to give back to the community, which is important to us. You know, I'm from Kearney, lived here since I was 4 or 5 years old, and being able to have that community impact is really something that I feel like is important, and I'm glad I found a company like Modern Woodman who supports those objectives as well. Lastly is financial security, and really lastly and ultimately, because without having members who we work with to establish their financial security, those other pieces would not be possible either. In 2012, we paid more than $712 million in life insurance and annuity benefits to our members and their families. And you'll see here too that Modern Woodman has more than $35 billion of life insurance in force and more than $10 billion in assets. We're also a safe and secure company. I talked again about the $35 billion and the $12 billion in assets. And even through troubled economic times, here you can see from the chart in 2008 to 2012, we've continually and consistently grown as a company. Modern Woodman has also been rated A+, which is a superior rating by the A&M Best, which is an independent agency that rates financial stability, security, and management performance. So scored consistently high with A&M Best. As well, you can rest assured that your money's going to be there when you need it. Modern Woodman has a $1.12 on hand for every $1 of liability. So we have a 112% solvency rate. And our philosophy ultimately comes down to treating our members' money as if it was our own. So we really take that to heart and want to take care of our members' money just like it was our own. Okay, so that's the story of Modern Woodman. Do you have any questions about Modern Woodman as a company or what we've just talked about?
No, it sounds really great.
Great, good. Well, with that then, if you don't have any questions, we'll go right into the Planning for Life. and you can follow along here with your folder.
Okay.
Let me ask you this before we get started, Jennifer. For you and your family, what does financial security mean to you?
Just being able to make sure we pay the bills on time.
Mm-hmm. Sure. And that's really one of the struggles, I think, with a lot of people with financial security. And we talked a little bit about that earlier. It's how is it that you balance your needs today with your needs tomorrow? And there's dreams for the future that you want to enjoy retirement and perhaps help your little one save for college, and all those things are things that we can talk about as we're going through the planning for life cycle.
Mm-hmm.
So as we go through here, I can help you define your needs and goals. We can assess your current financial situation. We can create an affordable plan that grows with you and moves into the future with you, and help start a plan, then review and adjust it as your life changes. There's things that happen. You have one kid now. Your plan may not be the same if you have 3 kids in the future.
Most definitely.
Yeah. So key areas of planning for life. Here you can see that there's 7 different areas that Modern Woodmen will look at. We're going to review each of these areas and determine which ones feel like they're areas of concern for you, or areas that you feel like you need a little bit more information or have questions on.
Mm-hmm.
The first one that we talk about is protection, and Modern Woodmen really looks at protection as the foundation of your life planning and financial planning process. It asks kind of some of the tough what-if questions. We don't know what's going to happen to us in the next few hours or week or a year from now. And if there was a serious accident, if you were to pass, or if your husband was to pass, difficult thought. But how would that impact your family financially?
It'd be hard.
Sure. In fact, you saying it's hard is no different than most Americans. You can see here that 7 out of 10 U.S. families with children under 18 would have trouble paying their bills within a month or 2 if their primary wage earner died unexpectedly. Mm-hmm. And many people are just a paycheck or 2 away from financial disaster. I know that as that would be me. I would be in the same boat if I wasn't able to earn an income for a month or 2. So how do you think your family would pay the bills if something were to happen to you or your husband in the future?
We have some saved up, but it only lasts so long, and the way money is now, it just goes only so far. So
sure,
have to plan accordingly.
Sure, and it seems like the cost of daily living just keeps going up too.
Most definitely.
Yeah. Well, the good news is that we have plans and things that we can do to help you with that. And we can help your family to avoid that financial devastation.
Mm-hmm.
And there's different mechanisms to do that. One of those mechanisms is life insurance. We also have disability insurance and long-term care. So let's talk a little bit more specifically about life insurance and why life insurance is so important. Life insurance can help pay for funeral and other final expenses. It can help pay off mortgage and other debts, which, if you've been cut down to a single income family, not having that mortgage, not having that car payment, those are all things that would help significantly in establishing some financial security. Further, it can provide ongoing income for survivors, and it can allow you to maintain your way of life. No one can bring back the loved one, but being able to go through the grieving process without having to be concerned about your financial stability and how it is that you're paying the bills is certainly a level of peace of mind.
Yeah.
So tell me, do you currently have life insurance?
We don't. We've definitely talked about it, but we don't have any right now.
So with not having life insurance, do you think that if you or your husband were to die, that the standard of living would change for you guys?
Oh, most definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And have you guys considered how long you would be able to pay the bills?
It'd be a little while, but not long enough.
Mm-hmm. Well, one of the things that we can do here as we move forward is do a life insurance need analysis.
Oh, okay.
And try to determine exactly how much life insurance your family would need if you or your husband were to pass.
Okay.
Okay, we'll move on to the next area here. We talked about asset protection, and Modern Woodmen really takes the philosophy of you have to be able to protect your current assets to be able to move into some of the further stages of planning for life, which includes savings. So savings is the second area here we're going to look at. And saving money obviously does not happen by accident. It's something that you really have to have a disciplined, systematic approach to, and have a strong level of commitment to doing it. It's a lot of times you see, okay, I'm going to save my $10, and that maybe happened for 1 month, and then 4 months later you still have only saved $10. But creating a systematic and disciplined approach really can help to have some consistency in your savings plans. So savings is obviously important. It can help you handle unexpected emergencies. What if your alternator goes out in your car? It can help you take advantage of opportunities that arise. Maybe there's a good investment opportunity in the horizon that you've been able to save for. Help you enjoy your retirement years, and even help your kids or grandkids pay for college, which we talked a little bit about. So do you have any saving goals that you're looking at today, or
we're maybe looking at buying a house at some point. So
good.
Yeah.
Good. So do you have a plan in place for that?
We've started a small savings account, but probably need to make sure it's where it needs to be.
Sure. Okay, good. So experts talk about paying 10% to yourself first as a savings plan. It's kind of the standard bearer for that. And with the money that you save, there's different options available depending on the level of risk that you can take on and the level of return that you anticipate. You can see here in the pyramid that the lower levels of risk also produce the lower levels of return. And with higher levels of risk, then you have the potential for higher levels of return. And really, the right place in the pyramid is dependent on a lot of different things. How long it is that you have to save, how much money you have to put in initially, and what your expected final number is in terms of the growth of your savings. So with our planning process, we can help you look at all those different things and put a plan in place that works for you.
That's great.
Here's a little chart that I find interesting. It talks about saving and the impact of saving. And what this chart will show you is if somebody were to start saving at these different ages, and their goal was to save $150,000 at the age of 65, given a 5% return, which is a reasonable return for different investment options. You can see if you started saving at 25, that would cost you $98 to accumulate $150,000 by the time you're 65. But if you waited 10 years, that price goes up to $180. Additional 10 years, it goes up to $364. And if you waited until you were 55 to save $150,000, you'd have to put nearly $1,000 away a month. So what the chart really shows is the power of being able to put money away early. And how much money you save if you're able to start the process early rather than waiting later in life. A lot of times we have families that are concerned that they're not able to put big chunks of change away early. And really, this should hopefully get those people thinking about, okay, maybe I can't put $500 away right now, but even a little bit right now has an enormous impact over the long haul. You have any questions over that?
No, it sounds pretty easy, pretty self-explanatory.
So how do you feel about your current level of savings, and are you guys able to put away that 10% right now?
We're doing okay now, but just making sure that we stick to it and make sure it's, where it needs to be is important.
And do you understand the level of return that you're getting on your current savings and those pieces?
I think so. I think we're doing okay there.
Oh, great. Good. Okay, next step here is retirement planning and planning for a comfortable retirement. Americans really face two different dilemmas right now. First is saving enough money for retirement, and then second, making sure that that money that they've saved will last as long as they do. Today's retirees are spending more than they expected. Social Security averages are only around $1,300 a month now, and for people who are my age and your age, the outcome of Social Security is certainly in doubt.
Most definitely.
So with the uncertain feelings of Social Security, the fewer pension plans, the rising healthcare costs, and the fact that we're living longer, the need for savings is crucial. And being able to have some self-funded retirement plans is important. So what are your biggest concerns around retirement?
You know, just making sure we save enough that it's going to last that whole time.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm. And have you guys sat down and reviewed your retirement plan with anybody?
not recently. Not recently.
Is that something you guys would be interested in doing?
Sure.
Okay. Well, we can certainly talk about that and help determine how much you need for retirement and what's the best plan to help you guys get to your goals.
Great.
Okay. So the backside of retirement planning is once you've saved all that money and you're ready to enjoy the work that you've done through your lifetime is retirement distribution and making sure that that money, like you said, lasts as long as you do. And we can help with that too. There is ways that we can look at how much money it is that you feel like you need per month and for how long, and working on a plan that assures that you have that guaranteed income for life. So do you have a retirement distribution plan?
We don't.
Okay. So that's one of the things that we can talk about and look at as we're looking at your retirement planning.
Mm-hmm.
Next part we have here is estate planning. And, you know, there's a common myth that estate planning is just for the wealthy, and the truth is that it's not. Everyone should consider how and to whom they want to leave their assets. These are things that you've worked hard for through your lifetime, and given that you've worked so hard for them, I'm sure that you want to be able to have a say on how those assets are distributed. So there's many tools for estate planning, including life insurance being a significant tool for estate planning. And some simple ways to look at this is first updating your will, and then reviewing and updating your beneficiary designations on a routine basis. So do you and your husband have a will at this point?
We sure do. We made sure we got one when we had a kid.
Oh, good, good.
Yep.
And are you guys reviewing your beneficiaries on a regular basis?
Mm-hmm.
Good. All right. Well, certainly that planning will help establish some peace of mind for you.
Oh, yes.
These next areas are regarding business planning and employee benefits. So are you a business owner?
My husband is.
Your husband is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So as a business owner, we can help you too. We can protect your family and business in case of premature death or disability or retirement. There's ways that we can help secure your business debt and determine the value of your business. Develop a continuation plan and formulate an exit strategy. There's also things that we can do to help you attract, retain, and reward your employees. Our fraternal benefits are also available to members at no cost for your employees.
Great.
So how will your business survive without you? Have you guys considered that question?
We haven't.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Well, we can discuss and look at that as well.
Okay.
Next steps. Tell me, Jennifer, we've reviewed these 7 different areas of the planning for life.
Mm-hmm.
From our conversation, it seems to me like protection and retirement planning are some areas that seem to be a focus for you guys and a concern for you and your family.
Mm-hmm.
Am I correct about that?
Yeah, I would agree.
Is there other areas that you feel like we need to have discussion around too? You mentioned some business planning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe a little business plan as well.
Okay. So, would you like to begin discussion around those different areas today, or should we set an appointment to discuss those at another time?
Let's set an appointment, I think.
Okay. I've got some time Friday evening. Would Friday evening work for you?
That sounds great.
Okay. Well, I appreciate your time and the opportunity to talk to you a little bit about Modern Woodmen and planning for life, and I'm excited to meet with you again.
Thank you.
Thanks.